It's the After the Show podcast, precious.
We don't care, we're about to swear on the air. It's the After the Show, so tune in if you dare. KVJ, get risque every single day. It's uncensored. We can say what we want to say.
Here we go. Welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast. So nice to feel we just got 1 day left of this week. What a good feeling, huh?
Woohoo, it's Friday Eve.
Yeah. What big plans do you have going on this weekend?
Well, tonight is Magnolia's official birthday, like just family, and so our nice little dinner.
Okay.
So we're going to do a family dinner with a few of her friends tonight, and I'll try not to get too saucy, but you know I love to have a little wine with my dinner.
Okay, a little wine.
I might be a little hungover tomorrow.
What is your definition of little?
3 glasses.
Okay, all right. Well, that's just enough to just kind of get you there, right?
10-ounce pour.
Okay.
So a whole bottle.
Okay, there you go. All right, that's good. That's good. What about you, Bird? You got anything planned for this weekend?
Yeah, we got our Weird Whatever podcast tonight.
Okay, kicks it all off.
It kind of does. Yeah, probably so. And
So you'll be hungover tomorrow, too.
I think I might.
This is our new thing.
Okay.
Shit-face Thursday, hungover Friday.
Okay.
I always go, I'm not going to drink for the podcast. I'm just going to, I'm going to.
Who are you?
Exactly. You get to talking with your friends and then in the good times.
Maybe just a little one, yeah.
And last week it was cool because live on the podcast, Jen had texted our sweet Denny saying, Baby Lachlan tried pizza for the first time. So we got a live update. So we're all drinking and celebrating on the podcast. Yeah, Lachlan's eating pizza.
Did he like it?
Yeah, I mean, it's a whole new world.
Yeah. The first
Because he hasn't really been into food.
Yeah.
And then they started giving him like good food, and he's like, oh, shit.
Yeah, I think he's getting into food.
Okay,
This is
good.
the fun stuff.
Good.
Do you remember the first time you ever had pizza, Jay Bird? Is there any memory of it? Because I do not. I don't remember that first time.
They probably gave Baby J Bird pizza.
We definitely we always had pizza. The thing I remember was having a Big Mac for the first time, and it just blowing my fucking mind into 1,000.
Okay, so that one you remember. That stands out.
It does because it was my dad's friend from Pennsylvania named Bud, and he was coming through town.
Should have gone to Bud's.
And it was a sack full of burgers, and I'd never had a Big Mac before. It's like, you're gonna try a Big Mac. I think he was country. In my head, he's country.
Okay.
From Pennsylvania?
And it was late at night. I remember the first bite of the Big Mac. It changed my life. I couldn't believe it.
Nice.
It's just so good, huh?
It was so
good.
When McDonald's was,
Yeah.
they took their
Yeah. Oh yeah. Back in the good old days, right?
yes.
We weren't spoiled like we are now. I mean, there was no BurgerFi, Five Guys. I mean, McDonald's, the Big Mac was delish.
And I wonder if I could have that same bite right now, would it blow my mind like it did then, or just because it was the first time I ever had that?
Great question.
It was holy shit.
Did they really make it taste better back then with better ingredients, just like a lot of our food in the grocery store? Maybe they did.
Because that's the cool thing watching Baby Lachlan go through life at this stage. You're seeing him go through his first of everything and just exploring and taking it all in. And we all went through that. He had the cake the other day that changed his life. That's a course changer, in my opinion.
I saw where the president of McDonald's got a little pissy. His name's Joe Erlinger. And there was a story about the price of an $18 Big Mac meal. And, McDonald's has been getting trashed a bit about their prices. When the story came out that McDonald's, their prices have risen 100% over the past decade. That's the most of any fast food chain. They're really battling this now. And so in a post on the company's website, the president, Joe Erlinger, he said that the reports suggesting the price of the average Big Mac has doubled since 2019 were false. They said the average U.S. Big Mac was $4.39 in 2019 and now costs $5.29, a 20.5% increase.
We read off. It's different for every state.
Yeah, different areas have different prices. There's not a blanket price.
There was one there. They were selling it for $9 or something. It was maybe out in California.
Yeah, they were saying that. That was an exception. The average U.S. price of a Big Mac meal, which includes a sandwich, fries, and drink, is $9.29.
That's still way too much money.
It is still a lot.
That's expensive as shit, man.
Yeah. So that's what it should be. Now, the other thing that the president of McDonald's wants to let you know is that prices at McDonald's have only risen 40% since 2019.
40.
He said, so get your shit straight. Fuck off. It's only 40%.
Bruh, that's a lot.
That's a lot, man.
We're not cool with that.
He said, it's not our fault. It's supply chain issues from the pandemic.
Well, then don't be surprised when people get even more crazy when their shit doesn't look like a whatever.
And I'm going to go down the street to BurgerFi, which I just did the other day because it's a better tasting burger and the price is the same. So you can shove your Big Mac right in your big bunghole. I don't want to pay more for an inferior product.
The balls of that clown.
I kind of thought that because it's like, dude, your price has risen 100% over the last decade, and you're trying to make a point to say, all right, bitches, it's only increased by 40% over the last 5 years.
No.
Yeah, I kind of thought that too. I was almost like, I don't know if this is the right energy you should be bringing, Prez.
We're not feeling him.
McDonald's needs to go back to square one. I'm telling you, listen to your fans who are still trying to let you see the light. You're going to lose us.
He wants to remind you that next month, McDonald's is going to be introducing the $5 meal deal, which will include a sandwich, a 4-piece McNugget, small fries, and a small drink.
Wow, that's a lot for $5.
Yeah, but it's only for a month.
For a month.
We call that the cock tea special.
For 1 month. We want you to forget about all of our rising prices, and then after we roll it back, it's going to be more expensive than ever.
Yeah, that's what. No, that's not the right move.
Yeah. Okay. Here might be your place to get a burger. Travis Mullen said, this is Mr. Beast Burgers. It's not a restaurant here in Somerset, PA, but if I order from DoorDash, I can get it. It has no phone number. It's crazy good, but I'm confused where it actually comes from. And
It's a ghost kitchen.
Okay.
That's what it is.
All right. Well,
Yep.
That's a thing.
The Mr. Beast burger, and there's a photo of it. It does look like a good burger, and by the logo, that's the YouTube guy, Mr. Beast.
It probably is a TGI Fridays.
Or a Chili's.
Opening
or
up.
He's done a licensing deal with and saying you can make the
Exactly.
Mr. Beast burger.
Exactly. And it comes up on DoorDash, just
Right.
like Pasquale's Pizza.
Yeah.
Came up on DoorDash, and we were all like, what the fuck is that? What's Pasquale? Pasquale's was Chuck E. Cheese.
I don't trust that rat. No, I don't trust that rat.
Nate's saying that Mr. Beast is a ghost kitchen ran inside of Ruby Tuesdays.
Ruby Tuesdays. We told you.
That's what you're getting, a Ruby
It was a
Tuesday
ghost kitchen.
Ruby Tuesdays is some shitty ass food. I don't think
I haven't had it.
they are.
I don't
not-
think ever.
they're not great, man.
Yeah.
It is never a Friday in there.
Yeah, well, I guess
They told you it's Tuesday. It tastes like a Tuesday.
Right.
Not
does.
that great.
It's got a Tuesday vibe about it.
yeah.
I want a Friday burger.
Exactly.
I don't want no Tuesday burger.
I mean,
all crusty and dusty and mad that I have to not be drinking.
mediocre at best is what you're going to trip into on a Tuesdays.
No.
Well, we were talking about that, more rural communities. You just don't. We're spoiled in South Florida. We
are.
are in one of the meccas in America where you just get elevated food. Your options are absolutely amazing, and you can't take that for granted. You go to rural towns, and yeah, they don't get stuff. I remember we would go crazy. We had to drive 30 minutes to get to Olive Garden, and it was the place you would go for prom, if you had a fancy event, if you got straight A's. You were getting spoiled at Olive Garden, and that was as high-end as we could get. And we had to drive 30 minutes one way to get there. It was a pilgrimage.
At my house, if it had a buffet, it was considered sort of even a Ruby Tuesday was kind of at one point at my house a big deal.
Yeah.
And then we got wise.
Yeah, sometimes you just don't know.
I think everybody did. Like back in the 80s, like that was cool.
Salad bars were cool.
They were.
I know you guys didn't live here, but Burdine's, the store, had a buffet. I think it might have been every Sunday, but you'd go up to, they had a little dining area, and it was good eating, and it was fancy.
Only on Sunday or every day?
I think it was only on, because it was a big deal when we would go there. And my mom and Aunt Ann loved it.
They were dominating on the day. Yeah, they were downtown. I saw a photo of Clematis Street, and I think it was in the early 1950s, and they had a massive Burdine's on Clematis Street. And you know where Monkey Club, now it's Clematis Social, is?
Yeah.
That was a J.C. Penney.
No way.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It was pretty nuts to see it. It looked like a pretty boring-ass street. It wasn't restaurants and bars. It was department stores.
And Pioneer Linens.
Yeah, right.
Still
that kind of
holding
stuff.
on.
It's where you just walk up and down the street. It really was an early version of a mall in a sense, where when you needed all your home goods, you would go to Clematis Street in West Palm Beach in the 50s.
They used to have jewelry stores, luggage stores. When we moved here, there was still a lot of that.
The Burdine's I'm talking about, it was at the Palm Beach Mall. So you had to drive to the Palm Beach Mall, which was a big deal. It was 12 minutes away. And that's traveling back then for us. And you would go, I think that maybe the third story, you had to take the elevator.
Oh, wow.
Which,
big stuff.
It was big time stuff.
Yeah.
Big time. But it was so fancy. If you saw that right now, would you go, what the fuck is this, bird? It's some eggs and some salad.
We've been spoiled, honestly. The cuisine and where it is now, I would argue that food has never been better in South Florida.
I think you're right. The choices, the options, the elevation.
Well, I think it's a time where the chains have to step up their game again.
You're right.
If you're a chain restaurant, you got to be.
It is. It's a tough era for
shitty.
them. It's a tough for the traditional fast foods and your chain restaurants, the Ruby Tuesdays and all those. You're right. I believe they're right now in massive attack, and they've got to revamp and crush it and get back out. Kind of an example that when you get to small towns in different places, you may not get elevated food. If you're trying to find Mexican food and you're in Minnesota, Grant sent this. It was a video of what they have in this small Minnesota town. If you want your tacos, you go to Tacos El Kevin. I mean, how good is that?
What kind of cracker ass taco?
They seem authentic.
Tacos El Kevin.
No, El Kevin.
Tacos El Kevin.
It's gonna be a boring taco.
I mean, you might as well go to Taco Bell at that point.
That's elevated. Tacos El Kevin.
What's next? Taco Steve?
I gotta tell you, I make terrible tacos.
No.
Do not go to Tacos El Kevin. Without a doubt. That's crazy.
You're right, though. If there's not a lot of places or options, you're going to Tacos El Kevin.
Yeah, no, it's like I said in my hometown. That's just it. You don't know anything. And my parents had told me that they do have a Mexican place in Logan now since I've moved away.
They do.
Before you had to go. Again, you had to go to the same town that had the Olive Garden. You'd have to go there and go to Taco Bell. And we also had a Chi-Chi's there. So that if you wanted authentic Mexican, you went to Taco Bell or Chi-Chi's. That's what we deemed authentic Mexican.
My mom loved Chi-Chi's.
Was that a chain?
Yes.
Okay, I don't know Chi-Chi's.
It was Mexican, but I think like Chi-Chi's was kind of upscale. Like we only went to Chi-Chi's when it was like, whoa, a birthday, anniversary.
It's probably on the Ruby Tuesdays level.
And y'all never had Taco
At least the one we had.
Taco Viva didn't go up to where you guys are at?
No.
Oh, man, I wish you guys could eat the wet burrito.
Yeah, I don't think we had that.
Oh, the wet burrito. I wish you could eat it.
I think we had a place called Del Taco in another area. Okay, I think there was a Del Taco, if I remember right. And they had the little potato bites, which are basically just little hash browns, I remember, were pretty solid.
Talk to me.
He loves a hash brown.
Oh, man.
Talk slow, Kevin.
Oh, yeah.
Where's that saxophone at?
Rob in Seattle, I don't know if you guys got to run into them in Logan. They were the ones that came from Seattle.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah.
They thought the pizza was shitty too.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said, yeah, pizza crossing is the worst pizza.
I think he goes, no, Bert, it was the worst pizza I've ever eaten in my life.
Yeah. Yeah, he said, Rob and Sue, they're going to be in South Florida. Looks like, want to know if we have any events going on.
When are they going to be here?
This weekend.
This weekend.
Yep. So.
We don't have any events this weekend.
No, really don't. I'll send that over to you, Virginia. If anything pops up, you can send them an email and let them know. But
I mean, I'm having a house party if y'all cool.
They are very cool.
Yeah, they're very cool.
I spent quite a bit of time with them in Oregon. They're good people.
Yeah.
I vouch for them. So if
You vouch for them?
If they fuck it up, it's on me.
Yeah. Nothing out and about. The next official out and about KVJ event is going to be on Saturday, June 15th. We're doing a KVJ live at the Boca Black Box. It's going to be our first live show in a while. Got this thing locked in. We're excited to do it. It's smaller capacity than when we had done at the Paddock Room at the Palm Beach Kennel Club by about 100 so people. So those shows sold out. This will probably go quick. That's why we're trying to let you know Monday at 9 a.m. Tickets go on sale. They got a VIP category, a best seats, and in general admission. So you got 3 different categories to figure out what you want to do. Each one has different perks to it. It'll also be a farewell show for Suits.
Yes,
So
that'll
he's
be
going to be leaving
really.
a couple weeks after that.
That'll be like a main focus, just showering baby Suits with love and thanking him for his how many years? 6 years? 7 years?
9.
9.
Yeah.
So sorry, Suits.
And time just flies, doesn't it?
How insulting.
Yeah.
No, maybe it's 8. I don't know. I'm not good with numbers either. I drink a lot as well.
Yeah, I consider him pretty much the entire time we've done the RMF run. He's been a part of it.
It's pretty much the whole RMF run.
Okay, all
for
right.
the
Well,
most
then that'd be
part.
10 years.
Yeah, and we're coming up on 10 here at RMF. So, been a while. So, that'll be a fun event. We're going to try to work a couple new wrinkles in that we haven't had at the other live show. So, it's not going to be like seeing the same thing over again. We'll play the staples. Do It Bitch will be in there. No Name Movie Game. Got to kind of do those too. But it's interactive. It's fun.
Well, it's down south. We never really get to go down there too.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be awesome and great fun.
Yeah.
I got too drunk last night and forgot. Remember last time I brought the Name That Nut equipment, and then I got too drunk and forgot to do Name That Nut?
Man, I had people sending me messages going, man, I saw Panda shuffling Virginia out,
Yeah.
carrying all this equipment, and
Oh,
he
man.
looked so sad.
He had to carry the leaf blower.
Oh, jeez.
He's like, that man was broken, because I saw him at the end, too, because I was not nearly as fucked up. Just the first one, I own it. I was not a good show.
You were more fucked up the first one. I was more fucked up the second one.
And holy shit, I think he had like a cloak over you.
She's like Elvis walking out of the.
Look, I at times need to be cloaked.
I've had a cloak, yeah.
Look, sometimes you gotta cloak a gremlin.
We cloaked you at Pirates Well when you started talking. Who wants to die?
You got to keep Virginia's cloak ready. It signals that she's had enough to drink, and you got to get her the hell out of there.
I am thankful for a cloak.
Like a James Brown show. We see you put the cape on and get you off stage. It's the show is over. She's got to go to bed.
Get her out of here. Kristen asked, what time is the show? I believe it's 6 p.m., right?
Yes, 6 p.m. on the 15th of June.
That's a Saturday, right?
It's a Saturday. So,
Nice.
yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah.
I think it's early enough, but it's not too early. And then it's not too late either because Kevin likes to go to sleep early.
It's like a Goldilocks medium porridge, if you will.
I agree.
Yeah, it'll be cool. So, and then after that, you can go have a little bit of fun. So it's there at the Boca Black Box Theater. Just trying to get a bearing of where it is. It's okay. So it's at Glades and the Turnpike.
Okay.
If you've never been there, that's about where it is. There's maybe a few little things around if you want to do a little post party.
Kevin's not impressed with the neighborhood.
No, I got to tell you, honestly, West Boca, there are parts of it. Like I said, I bitch all the time about Green Acres. It's like an oasis of fun. Good bars, restaurants for the most part. It's hard to find something. West Boca, I was there too because Cannon was out there doing basketball stuff. I'm like, where the fuck do we go around here? It's just, it's close to Olympic Heights High School. if you know that area. No. I mean, yeah. It's stuff with like you got like Blaze pizzas and Chipotles and
Oh yeah, nice. Other than the
yeah, but I mean, where's the big bar area? They do have a couple. They have the Lazy Dog. That's where I would probably say it'd be a good place. Lazy Dog's cool, and that's not too far from it. So maybe a little post party at like Lazy Dog. Let me see.
lazy. How pissed off are you if someone opens up Upbeat Cat right next door?
Yeah, Crazy Cat. Yeah.
It's kind of genius.
I thought this was really interesting. I guess maybe we're late to the party, but the Rolling Stone article on Diddy kind of pointing the fact that Notorious B.I.G. wanted out of his deal, wanted his record rights, and he and Diddy were not on good terms. And Diddy was jealous about his relationship with Tupac, and just kind of alluding or at least giving motive to Diddy wanting Notorious B.I.G. taken out, a guy who he then does a tribute song to that goes #1. And Daniel said, yeah, the Biggie death and Diddy might be involved is something Biggie's mom has talked about before.
Wow.
There's a few interviews and documentaries where she's talking about that she thinks maybe Diddy had a hand in her son's death. How crazy would that be?
If anyone would know, she would. If they didn't really like each other,
Mama knows.
Mama would know.
Right,
because
Mama knows. I know everything going on with Magnolia. I know who we got beef with. I know who we like, who we
Exactly.
don't like, who we trust, who we don't trust. If you have a good relationship with your mama knows.
If I had a great relationship with my mom, and she always knew who was on the list,
Yeah.
and if I
Right.
liked him, she liked him. If I didn't like him, she didn't like him. It was always a thing with her.
Okay, let's take Mama serious here, police, in this investigation. Can Mama get some people to come forward and corroborate?
Yeah.
If it gets hot, will you get somebody who is willing to testify and roll over on Diddy and say, yeah, I was there. I was the shooter. For immunity, I'll tell you, he's the one that told me to do it.
Mm-hmm.
That would be incredible.
Yeah, so KJ said, yeah, we're super late to the party, but it's fascinating to me. And I would say where some of the investigation is now in the heat on Diddy, if you've been waiting for this for a while, who knows? Might be coming because there is a line of documentaries to smear Diddy's name that are on deck that are about to start rolling out.
It's okay to be late to the party as long as it's not on Diddy party.
Because you lose your soul at a Diddy party.
Well, I think the later those parties go, the weirder it got.
Yeah, that's the rumor.
You can't, because if the party started at, because the rumor is there would be 3-4 day parties. You can't start off too crazy at 7 p on
Right.
a Friday.
Right.
You have to build up to that.
Okay. Something to look into. Pretty crazy. Another little bit of drama today. We were talking about what you lost in the divorce. And Nikki is a family law paralegal, and she said, man, the stories I could tell you about some of the divorce battles we would see.
Oh, I bet it is so juicy. Sitting there and listening to all that, that's fun.
Yeah, she said we had a settlement meeting set on New Year's Eve years ago. We started at noon. It's now 11 p.m. 11 hours. And now we're arguing about who's going to get the leather couch. And they couldn't agree on this. So my attorney takes our girl in the hallway and says, I will buy you a couch. Let's get it done. The attorney then goes back in the room. The husband is gone. They try to go looking for him, and they find him in the hallway making out with our client against the wall.
What?
My God.
They ended up settling after midnight.
What a ride.
What?
What a fucking ride that is.
Holy crap, man.
Ay, ay, ay.
Oh, my God.
It would be so annoying to have to be the lawyer and all that. Like, guys, really? What the hell are you doing?
It got to a point where they'd buy the couch for the person. They're like, fuck this. I'll buy you a couch.
Yes, right.
I got New Year's
Just
Eve plans.
Let me get out of here.
I don't want to be with you when the clock strikes midnight.
And then they're making out with. What an insane story.
Insanity.
That is some crazy stuff. Okay, let me see some other stuff that we got here. We were talking about how long before a certain food goes bad, especially if you keep it in the freezer. And Joseph said if you vacuum seal meat, it will stay. the chance of it degrading the flavor will go way down. Plus, you're not going to get the frostbite.
I don't have a vacuum sealer.
People do swear by that. Even with pizza, they say you can keep it fresh. If you vacuum seal it, put it in the freezer, and you're able to. I saw how Denny's and his wife Jen did it. They brought back New York pizza 4 days later, and it was kind of vacuum sealed like, and it tasted amazing. 4-day-old pizza that traveled still tasted amazing.
Okay.
You only hear tales about that kind of stuff.
Okay. And Melissa said, yeah, don't freeze your wedding cake, especially if there is a fruit filling. It was disgusting, so we just wound up having a food fight with it.
Oh, they did it. That's funny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they wound up doing that. A couple of random questions here. Somebody wants to know how Cannon's doing with his hand. Yeah, he broke his thumb in football practice the week before they had their spring game. And, yeah, he's doing much better. In fact, he was out with his buddies yesterday. He was playing pickup basketball. So, I don't know. You know, I stopped the fight. So
He's playing basketball and the thumb's not healed?
Well, you know, look, I was trying to get him to, the doctor said 4 weeks, and I was trying to get him to 4 weeks. He broke it on May 8th. So I was just trying to tell him, I'm like, come on, dude. I'm like, if you could just make it till next Wednesday, and then you can get ready because you got football camps coming up and all that. Just let's not re-injure it before then. And he's a 15-year-old kid that wants to play, and I can't, you know, good luck keeping him on the bench. It's been a struggle.
I would have done this as a 15-year-old kid. I would have, even if my parents would have said, I would have defied them and said, "No, I'm sorry, I'm playing."
I made a lot of sense. It was well put.
Yep, it doesn't.
Just not well received.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Somebody else was talking about places to go near the Black Box if you're looking for a little post game.
Other than the lazy dog or the crazy cat?
Upbeat cat.
Oh, sorry.
Amy said Kevin should try the Mexican restaurant across the street from the Black Box, the Casa Tequila.
Oh, that sounds like your kind of place.
Been there before.
Okay.
We went in. There were a couple things. One, I noticed it was maybe a Friday or Saturday night. A lot of old people.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
And that tells me right away, old people can't handle spicy.
Yeah, we don't want to eat where they're eating because we want it to have flavor.
And plus, Kevin hates old people.
You just know if old people are flocking to it. I'm talking majority of the people, 70 plus.
I want to be the oldest person there.
And I know it's
want.
Boca, but it was the kind of food. My first thought, I'm like, to the queen, I'm like, because we go to places and there's salsas and things like that. Some of them have a kick, and some of them are just massively bland. And you're like, it just tastes like tomato paste.
This is food for people who have got 1 foot in the grave, kind of.
They just can't. They can't handle the spicy. They get heartburn, all that kind of crap. I was like, all right. So we sat down. We were there 15 minutes just sitting, and I'm like, all right, this is.
Nobody came up to you?
No.
Did you say I am?
No, I think we got a water. I think we had a water, and it was 15 minutes. We wanted a cocktail. I wanted chips and salsa.
Oh, you guys were too rowdy for this place.
And it was just, 15 minutes. I'm like, yeah, I'm out. So, yeah, it didn't go.
We took it to Tacos El Kevin instead.
Yeah, I can't remember where we went. But, yeah, there's, to be fair, across the street there's a few, like I said, Lazy Dog. And that plaza there has got some stuff. They got like a Mediterranean grill. There's a Lenora's in there. Which is okay. Not that it's raging, but you can at least get a cocktail.
That's Lenora's.
Mm-hmm. Got a fun little joke here from Becky S. for Denny's Joke Jury. She said, my husband Shane asked me to share this joke that he made up for Denny's. Who is Ric Flair's favorite movie director? Who is Ric Flair's favorite movie director? Do you know? What do you think it is, Jay
It's
Bird?
going to be a play on the woo. So we have to figure that part out.
It's John.
Woo!
Love it.
John Woo. I haven't heard anything more about Ric Flair after that moment he had where he was all hammered at that bar. Where was that? Was that Gainesville?
Yeah, I'm not sure that
Or
that's
that restaurant?
I'm not sure that's an uncommon occurrence.
He's kind of a notorious alcoholic and gets belligerent.
Allegedly, of course, but yes, Kevin. He
Okay.
likes to woo.
Okay. All right. We'll see. And some pizza advice here from Kate. She said, we made a run to Walmart, and we got this market-side pepperoni traditional crust pizza. They then took it and they jazzed it up a bit.
So they came home and did their own thing to it.
Yeah, a little bit extra shredded cheese on top. I always drizzle olive oil and flaky salt under and around the crust
Yes,
before
I
baking.
love that. I do that too. It's so good.
For a super buttery, crunchy tasting crust. Now, this was a thick crust pizza. We're more artisanal style crust fans, but it was pretty good, and it was $4.58. You can't buy anything for $5 these days.
Yes.
That's what it looked like.
You can do that with some frozen pizzas out there. Where
Totally.
You can doctor them up, because I still don't think there's. I don't think they've made the best frozen pizza they can make yet.
Aldi's had home run in pizzas the other day, and they were like, I think like $5 or $6, and I was very impressed because that's my favorite frozen pizza, home run in.
I'll tell you, Screaming Sicilian. They are a good frozen pizza. Try the thin crust.
The guy on the box is a little aggressive.
It's okay. So are you, and I have to deal with you every day. It's Screaming Sicilian thin style. Try that. Tell me if you like it.
Okay.
All right.
Nah, I'll go fuck myself.
Let's see that.
Yes. Can we see that? I'll eat the pizza and watch you fuck yourself.
That is very. You got to get Panda's permission first.
It's for work. I have to film it.
Mm-hmm. And Lakeland Ashley, talking about an interesting movie concept here. She said, I've been talking about this robot takeover for years, and I could understand how it could actually happen. Then I watched a movie from 2009, Bruce Willis's Surrogates. The premise is a futuristic world where humans live in isolation and interact through surrogate robots. It started out as a way to help people with disabilities be able to live a normal life, and it then evolved into a world where humans basically just let their body double live in the real world so they can just stay home and not have to interact with people.
What?
Yeah, maybe a little spoiler here, but the surrogate robot dies. And if they do, so does the human, forcing Bruce Willis to actually participate in the real world as his human self.
So Bruce Willis was dead the whole time, Virginia.
He likes that angle, huh?
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I think anything's possible when it comes to this stuff.
Yeah,
I think we're going to get disconnected while being connected, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I could see it. You know, my son and my wife and I we were a bit, something that's been a slight bit concerning to us is the fact that he is content staying home. He stayed home all Memorial Day weekend. I don't think he cracked the front door and walked out into the sun. And he was just in there, and he was playing his video games. I felt better because yesterday he brought a whole bunch of friends over. He had like 4 or 5 friends over at the house, and they were playing pickup basketball at one of the courts. But that was rare. And he just, those same friends, they just chill at their own place, and they play video games together, and he's cool with it. He loves being at home.
You're not the first one of my friends to say that about their children. That they've said the same thing about it. They don't want to go out and do anything. They want to stay home and stay on their devices.
I can't believe it. Yeah, we have to drag him out. We're running around all weekend, and I feel bad because we never take him out. He's always just at home. But look, I'm not going to stay at home just because you don't want to go out and do anything. So we're like, hey, we're going here. Why don't you come with us? No, he didn't want to do anything. Yeah, we can't get him out.
It's changed society, and it's going to continue to change society.
Yeah, we tried to get him to go one place, and he was faking like he was asleep. Do you know that move?
I admire the effort.
Yeah. Dog, I know you're awake.
I can see your eyes twitching.
The effort to put in no effort.
Right.
Some people are terrible fake sleepers.
Yeah.
Fake sleeping isn't
It
as
was.
easy
You know, it was
as...
so obvious. I'm, dude, I know you're awake. I mean, just be like, yeah, Dad, I don't want to go outside. I was wondering, like, if he hits the sun, what's going to happen? He might just poof. There's nothing there. But yeah, it's odd. So yeah, a lot of kids. Man, when I was a kid, I couldn't wait to hit the front door. In the morning, I was up, and you'd be gone all day long, man, running around to friends' houses, out playing basketball and sports and all that kind of stuff on your bikes.
I think we grew up in a very unique time, and
It's so foreign now.
Throughout human history, we kind of really were in. I don't know. I don't know if we'll ever get back to that type of lifestyle where you're seeing kids
I
outside.
can't even see it.
Unless technology takes a big
My
nosedive.
childhood lifestyle was so radically different than Cannon's. And look, he's even more. I noticed it a bit with the older twins, but keep in mind they're a decade older than Cannon is. And there were some times where I was slightly concerned, like, man, the twins don't go out and run around as much. Now, Caitlin was very active because of her softball, but her brother Colin, he was content, almost like Cannon, being home a good bit.
There's a ton of studies saying anxiety's on the rise, depression's on the rise, and when you think about it, when we grew up, we weren't exposed to everything going through on the world as much as, I mean, you can find anything going on at any time, horrible or great, throughout the world at the press of a button. There's so much connection to the point where no shit people are nervous and have anxiety because you could pull up horrible stuff.
Well,
Kids know too much.
They know way too much.
Yeah, that's true.
Everything you can get delivered to your house. You can do all your work from home. You can do your doctor's appointments from home. Look, we are in a society now that for some people, you don't necessarily ever have to leave your house.
I don't think that's good for the human spirit, but that's my own personal opinion. I think we need to be connected more, looking at each other, having relationships with each other. I think the technology is
Gotta wonder what the ultimate effect is going to be.
I'm nervous, and throughout some reports, some people have said aliens have tried to warn us about technology.
Oh, you're saying that? Okay.
We didn't listen.
Is that a bullet point for tonight's Weird and Whatever?
I bring up the Zimbabwe thing too much, I think. But
the school.
I think.
How do you know he's brought it up too much, Virginia? Oh, yes.
You know the story, and you can tell it better than him.
How about this? Fuck you both.
Here, to me, is what I think is interesting, and you might start seeing more often. This study just came out today where you have your outdoor you and your indoor you. 40% of people say that it's easier to express their true selves online than in real life. That's almost half.
Yeah, I can see that.
They feel like that's where they are real. That's where they keep it real.
Yeah, I can see that.
And they say that 20% of people admit they're keeping their online persona a secret from one or more family members. So 1 in 5, they live this life. They act a way. They talk a certain way. Online, they have opinions that they would never express. Their family members don't even know. And they feel more free online, and that's their true identity. And so the person you meet in the flesh is not even the true them. Isn't that a weird
It is.
thing?
And there's a whole subsect of people that, leave nasty comments on a lot of stuff. And people go in and they deep dive into who those people are that are leaving those nasty comments, and they dox them to their family and friends and say, hey, did you know your husband is leaving these kind of disgusting anti-female comments, calling women all these names, and these wives have no idea that their husband does this online and just says the most disgusting, vile things to women.
Right. Yeah.
The way I look at any kind of comment section or any kind of online thing where people can talk, I always approach it now as if you were walking down a dark alley in New York City at the height of crime. You might walk through and everything will be okay. You might at the other end find a great pizza restaurant, or you also might get mugged.
Yeah.
You just don't know.
46% of Gen Z agree that social media has them feeling like they're living a double life between their online and offline personas. They're two different people. That's half of that generation.
And that tells me that's not balance, which is going to lead to psychological issues.
Could you imagine you how do you have that? You're a split personality at that point.
Yeah, well,
you're one person online as you are offline, and that Surrogates, the movie she's talking about, that could be a true reality. Imagine in 50 years, another generation, 100 years.
I think
what humans would be like.
I personally think social media is slowly destroying the human spirit. I'm sorry, I think it has though.
Yeah.
Get off my lawn, kids.
Yeah, it's
taken over everything.
It's not helping us
It's
be
not
better to each other
Fucking
or
no.
to ourselves.
No way. You're
Yep.
reading off all these things. No wonder people are all fucking crazy in the head right now.
Yeah.
Me being one of them.
What do we do?
What are they saying on there? Jace Bird, shut the fuck up. You're crazy.
We already know the Zimbabwe story.
We've heard it 10 times.
Get some new material, you hat.
Why don't you leave the house and get some new material?
All right, one day left, y'all. Enjoy your Thursday. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Goodbye.